What's up, guys? This is your boy, the Bad Wolf. Okay, so um, this video is about getting started. I always get this question. I think I made a video on this a while back, so I apologize if it's a duplicate. But let's get started. All right, so everybody keeps asking, where do I get started? How do I get started? Well, first of all, you have to analyze yourself and look at all the information, figure out what's going to be the biggest impact, and then go from there. I usually recommend starting off with the DS11 and redoing or doing your passport to get declared as a U.S. national or state citizen or foreign national, um, American national, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same thing. Non-resident alien, they're all the same thing, just depending on which department you're talking to, which officer, judge, this, that, the other, the state. They all recognize us as being those things, but differently. So know what to say to which one. Here's a tidbit. If you're talking to a police officer, you're a foreign national. Talking to the IRS, you're a non-resident alien. Department of State, U.S. national. The more you know. Okay, so getting started, yes, I do recommend doing that because everything else from there is easy peasy. A lot of other things that you can do, but okay, I digress. So when starting there, you have to look at what you're willing to do because what's good for you today may not be good for you tomorrow. So don't make any rash decisions on just doing that. Keep in mind, you already are, if you were born here or naturalized, a U.S. national. The card and the book are just key for when you're traveling and when you want to go somewhere to be recognized. You use that instead of your citizen or federal employee identification card, also known as a driver's license or a real federal card, as a federal building employee or whatnot. So you have to see, because a lot of people just want to go, oh, I want to renounce my citizenship and this and that. Well, a lot of things attached to that. There's certain benefits and privileges that you might be having, um, you know, or that you want to utilize in the future. I don't want to use any of those things in the future. All right, well, when that stimulus comes, oh, wait, what? Yeah, see? They don't mail me any of that stuff. They didn't send me a letter. Are you interested? You could. No, they know exactly where your boy stands. They're like, all right, Mr. Sovereign, you're on your own. Mr. U.S. National, Mr. I have my own nation. Yeah, they recognize that. I sent all my paperwork in. And they were like, no money for you. No Federal Reserve notes. All right, so that's why I said I'm doing this, especially now I'm doing this full time. This is what it is, all right? Feast or famine. So even when some of you guys out there send $5, hey, it is appreciated. You know what I mean? So definitely got some larger donations lately. That was pretty crazy. So I appreciate that too. Like, hey, some of y'all got some deep wallets. I appreciate you. But all of it matters to me because it is your money that you put your life and heart and energy into. So I appreciate that positive feedback and give back. So I try to pay it forward. And all the people who mess with me on this channel, you know that when usually when you order files, even if you haven't, I'll send you some extra ones. I've definitely overwhelmed versus underwhelmed and everything. The quality and the files, the information, consultation. So keep it like that. Keep it jazzy. The players play all day, each and every day in a true player way. All right. So back to getting started. So I would suggest taking a look at everything. See if you do this, what could be affected. You get rid of your social, then all of a sudden, or you jump it. Maybe suddenly now you have to deal with, or you consider yourself dead, or you get an estate number, you've changed some things. There's lots of things you can do. And I'm going to have somebody who knows a little bit more about estates and trusts, my cousin Courtney with Knowledge Well. He's going to be on sometime this week to give you guys that information. So it's going to be a Courtney Knowledge Well takeover on the Bad Wolf channel, all right? The first time in history. All right, so he's going to talk about that. He's going to talk about a little bit about the American consulate, which is where U.S. nationals like ourselves are getting together in order to help promote unity and peace and have some things leveled out and exist in this treaty that we have with all the nations. So all right, so yeah, getting started can be difficult. I would suggest starting there. I know everybody wants to jump in and do everything quickly. I want to do it all. I want to do it all. Research it here, research it online, and then see the ins and outs of it. Because there's goods and bads to everything. And some of y'all ain't built that way. Some of y'all are more than ready, so let's get going. But I just want you guys to be fully aware before making any decisions. All right. So, but yeah, there's revocation of election. Dealing with taxes. There's the UCC1, protecting your stuff. There's getting a trust done, moving your assets in there. You can transmute your social into an estate number. Trying to think of what else off the top of my head. There's learning right to travel and how to do that properly. There's a number of different things you can do, and as always, you can be both as long as you switch into the proper jurisdictions as you present yourself in the open world. Like I said, 95% of the time, if not 98 now, I'm always in U.S. national mode. Okay, that's just what it is. Anybody meets me, sees me, and greets me, that's what it is. And recently I got my EIN number. That's another thing you can do. Look into that if you haven't watched the video. And you can use that to open up bank accounts, get credit cards and loans and whatever else. It's a fresh start. You can rebuild your credit on that, and yeah, just be set it up so that you are foreign, and then yeah, essentially you're stepping out of that jurisdiction into the proper jurisdictions. So there's lots of things. Just do your research, people. But I suggest doing the biggest piece of it, which for me was to get the passport. It does take a little bit of a process because, like I said, if you do it my way, you don't have to. There are some shorter cuts that some people use, but then some people out there have been doing that, and I even had some people who started the process with other people, use some old paperwork I had that was, like shabby, and then they edited the information in there. They took out my name and stuff, but I still know how my paragraphs and everything runs. I'm like, if you're gonna, I don't care. It's whatever. I just care that some people aren't getting the results because other people are putting their information in and trying to do something a little different. Hey, the proof is in the pudding. My paperwork stands for itself. I've had a number of the gurus and people contact me for it and use it and whatnot. So it stands. All right. But anyway, I would suggest starting with getting your passport done the proper way, and then everything else will fall in place, because that's pretty straightforward. We've got that ironed out. And then just be careful before you do something. Research it. Don't be afraid to ask the person you're getting this. Like, you might be like, oh, I got it from my friend for free, or I got it from somebody else for more expensive. I don't care whether you have my paperwork for free or you paid more for it from somebody else. Just do the research that on the numbers and the codes and stuff that they're giving you, because once you start the process and then all of a sudden you're asking me to help you fix it, when you're midway through, I'm going to tell you straight up, you got to start over. It's really hard because I don't know what you've done, what you didn't do. There's a reason why I've been making these videos. There's a reason why, I rank high in Google for this information. There's a reason why the people who are already out there doing this and professionals have been contacting me. There's a reason why multimillionaires have asked me to do their paperwork for them. Okay? I charge them the same as I charge you guys. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not saying I'm the best in it, but I can run with the big boys. You know what I mean? So just be careful what you're getting. Research everything. Before you make a decision, don't just take somebody's word for it. Learn it for yourself. So that's about it, guys. Just be careful with everything you guys do. And where do you start? Anywhere. If you want to do a UCC1 right now, do a UCC1. If you want to do I was going to say an accepted for value, you can do those too. I don't really specialize in those. Essentially, you're charging it off to your credit, your social, your Resuscitate Trust, but more so LPNs. I've done LPNs before I did UCCs, and then I had other people do UCCs and then LPNs. Typically, if you know what you're doing and everything jives, you can start anywhere. You can do an affidavit of U.S. nationality and send it out to all the heads, and never do a DS11. You know what I mean? Do you have to have a passport card with 5 stars or no stars or a book to be able to travel? No, you don't even need that legally. The Supreme Court already ruled on these things. But for your safety, I would, because it helps the process a lot better, because they know what's going on. But keep in mind, some police officers don't know what's going on. They don't research this stuff. I've had some come to me and ask me about it and go through the process and showed me proof that they were doing it and not just trying to study me. You know what I mean? Correctional officers, federal agents, all those people. All right? Because they don't know about it. I didn't know about this. I thought all this was hogwash too when I was, in my early teens, because I was like, this can't be real. It's whatever else. But then you stop and put in the tool time and read the laws, Supreme Court rulings. See, they're in that federal jurisdiction. As long as the federal doesn't overstep anybody else and somebody busts them for it, they don't operate with the true law of the land, which can put them in their box. That's like, if my son's in the playground and he says, this is my daddy's house and I can do whatever I want, he's right. Okay? But that's on the sandbox level. That's where they play. Above them is Supreme Court and the rest of the government that can go, whoa, buckaroo. But for the cops, they are kings in their jurisdiction. So are these magistrates. But there are people who are above them. Okay? Okay. And the people who control them on that low level, they don't teach them this stuff. Why would you teach them this stuff so that, what, they can then know what's really going on and not do their job or question their job? No, even I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to say, hey guys, this is what's really going on. Those people out there you're pulling over really do have right to travel, or they don't have to have plates on there. So, or if they present the ID or they call themselves a foreign national, they in fact are, and it's a real thing, and you don't have jurisdiction as long as they're operating correctly and they're not damaging U.S. citizens and property. You don't have jurisdiction. So yeah, why would you do that? No. But when they screw up, they get reprimanded. You best believe you can pull their files. You best believe every cop out there knows somebody in the force who got their shell shocked, for doing too far, going too far, doing too much. Multiple cities have been fined and charged. I showed you guys proof of the governor and what was going on in North Carolina. Hey, before the lawsuits start rolling through, you better chill your boys out. And as far as that whole, and like I said, I've got good friends who are cops too, and I appreciate all the good cops out there and all the good agents and officers, non-combatants. I get along with them. They know who I am, But for those who are like, back the blue, I do back the blue. I love the color blue. But here's the problem. Most of the police officers are no longer wearing blue. They're wearing black. Military style, tactical, whatever. LEOs, law enforcement officers. They don't have peacekeepers most of the time on their vehicles anymore. Doesn't say to serve and protect on their vehicles anymore. They've become a corporation. All right. So, but there are still some great people in there. So please continue to do your job. Please help us. Do what you need to do to help. Whatever ways you guys can. And you know what I'm talking about. So, that's pretty much about it, guys. I'm gonna get off, make some more videos. Thank you for staying this long. If you want to join the membership, that's down below. Take a look at the website. There's been some updates, some more files for you. Discounts and offers, subscriptions, memberships, and or whatever else is all on there. Talk to you guys later. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe on the way out.